George Smith Patton was probably the most effective American general during the Second World War, owing to his philosophy of leading from the front and to his rapid and aggressive offensive actions. Although he earned the respect of his troops, he was controversially perceived by the Allied High Command for his public statements. Modern psychologists believe he had narcissistic personality disorder. How can we holistically understand his complex character? This is where numerology can help us. The symbolism of this scientifically not yet proven occult knowledge system can be a simple and helpful tool. It can explain both the light and the dark side of people's character. Patton was born on the 11th of November 1885. As numerology suggests, the date of birth of a person can define the person's life path number, which is the most important number in a person's numerological chart. In Patton's case, it is the extremely rare master number 44. We need to understand how the life path number is calculated to see why Patton's life path number is so rare. The life path number is defined by reducing the three numbers of someone's date of birth into single-digit numbers. Then we add the three numbers together and we reduce the result into a single-digit number again. For example, when someone is born on the 9th of September 1979, the day of the birth is 9, the number of the month is 9, and the number of the year is calculated by summing up 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 9, which results in being 26. Then we add the 2 plus 6, that is 8. The final calculation includes these single-digit numbers. However, when we find that any number of the birth date is a repeated number, such as 11 or 22, these numbers do not reduce further down. These are master numbers. 33 would be a master number too, however, none of the months includes that many days, and none of the numbers of any years can yet be added up to 33 either. 1999 could be the year that results in the highest sum of the numbers, which is only 28. It is easy to show why the master number 44 as a life path number is so rare. All three numbers in a person's date of birth should be master numbers. In Patton's case, it is the 11th of November 1885, which is 11 plus 22, as the numbers of his year of birth, 1 plus 8 plus 8 plus 5, add up to 22. When we add these three numbers, we get the master number 44. Interestingly, the famous supermodel Cindy Crawford might be believed to have a master number 44 as life path number. She was born on the 20th of February 1966. These numbers can also add up to 44 because 20 plus 2 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6 indeed equal to 44. However, reducing the three numbers to single-digit numbers first would add a different result. 2 plus 0 is 2, February is 2 again, and finally 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6 equals 22, which is a master number. Then adding these three numbers, 2 plus 2 plus 22 gives us the number 26, which reduces to 8. What features do the people have whose life path number are 44? In summary, the number itself is considered the structured strength. These people have both enormous physical and mental capacity, the ability to solve problems and to concentrate. Their ability to concentrate is so strong that they can control their nerves. This gives them very strong stress-enduring capacity. They also have excellent organizing skills and leadership talent. Importantly, they have perfect sense for the future. Their intuition and premonitions should never be questioned. They are hardworking people who put the efforts into excelling in their professions. Their work ethic is very high. They can become workaholics, and what they create during their lives do not just benefit their lives, but they benefit the future generations too. The flip side of the coin of their character is that they enjoy their exceptional talents and they tend to stay childish for long and reach a mature personality only later during their lives. Also, they tend to believe that their strength is given to all people. Therefore, they can come through as insensitive and highly disrespectful to others. Fortunately, I had a lady, who had a 44 life path number. She was born on the 29th of November 1975. In her date of birth, 29, 2 plus 9 is 11, November is 11 again, and 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5, 1975, gives the master number 22. Because I had the chance to know her, I can confirm that she indeed had the features what numerology suggested. She was physically very strong. Without regular training, she could swim more than 50 meters underwater with one breath. When she had to build something in their homes, she wasn't shy to work and concreted the basement alone. Similarly, her mental capacities were immense too. She loved shooting and achieved various prizes. She could learn books in a day so she could pass exams. She loved problem solving, and she is now building a new healthcare system for our country. I could experience how she could control her nerves, which was quite intimidating anyway, but nevertheless she was never scared in any situations. Under stress, she could prepare for presentations in record short time, 30 minutes for a 20 minutes presentation. And this quick pace earned her high respect among her co-workers. Regarding her sensing the future and having perfect foresight, I can also confirm these character traits. In her work, she always excels. In a surprisingly short period of time, she can finish a large amount of work. She is highly organized and her work ethics are high. Nevertheless, she used to be childish still after the age of 40 and could behave indeed disrespectfully to others. In George Patton's life, we can identify all these characteristic features. He had indeed great physical strength. In 1912, he competed at the Stockholm Olympics and achieved 5th place in pentathlon. If we look at this picture that shows him in shooting, we can see his physical body shaped nicely by muscles. He was also tall, 6 feet 2 inches. Even though he did not like swimming and prepared only 2 months for the event, he came 7th among more than 40 participants. In this picture, that was taken at the running event, we can see that he had strong legs too. Therefore, his physical strength was indeed structured. He was leading the running competition. However, he didn't feel good the night before, so he took a shot of opium before the event. Consequently, he couldn't pace his running correctly, and 50 meters before the finish, he collapsed and had to walk in. Otherwise, he could have won the race and could have achieved the gold medal. His mental skills were great too. His concentration skills helped him at shooting, at fencing, and even in steeplechase. If we doubt that he could control his nerves, we need to remember the movie Patton, in which George C. Scott played his character. In the scene when a German aircraft flies above the village where Patton and his troops are stationed, Patton runs out to the street and attempts to shoot the aircraft. In some moments, bullets are impacting the ground between Patton's legs. The movie is not exaggerating, it was intended to be historically accurate. He could stand his ground only because he could concentrate so strongly that controlled his nerves. His organizing skills must have been good too, otherwise he couldn't lead armies. And his leadership skills were undoubted. He could motivate his troops, he was on the ground with them. There might be questions whether he could sense the future perfectly. He had lost only one battle during his career. This might be enough to prove this point. However, if we analyze how he lost the battle at Fort Drian in September 1944, we understand why he failed. Before the battle, he said his army would test German defenses and exploit all gains that opens. In other words, he never set his plans to win, he just wanted to test German defenses. Practically, he felt that his chances of winning the battle were minimal. Regarding Patton's work ethics and hard-working attitude, we can have no doubts. He was highly read in history, and military history especially. He tried to read everything available about his contemporary military developments. Unfortunately, we never know what he could have achieved in his life because he died after a car crash in late 1945. The most likely scenario is that he was killed because he opposed a certain military operation, the collection of alien technology, as the most known UFO expert Stephen M. Greer argues in various interviews. Nevertheless, his fame and achievements already make him look like a person with a significant legacy. If we analyze the flip side of his character, we shall ask whether he was childish for long and whether he was non-sensitive and disrespectful to others who didn't show strength. To answer the first question, we need to accept that becoming a military officer already requires some childish attitude. Furthermore, his continuous attacking attitude might be regarded as schoolboy mentality. Thick History once analyzed Churchill's military leadership skills, and the channel regarded Churchill's impatient temper that wanted to attack as something that is immature. Patton had similar properties. Second, we all know that Patton could behave insensitively, that was even insulting towards people. When he visited wounded troops in Sicily, he once slapped soldiers who had shell shock, now known as post-traumatic stress disorder. In another case, at a celebratory event, when he returned to the States after the war in June 1945, he had a speech in which he told the audience that the fact that a soldier was killed in action often made him a fool rather than a hero. No one knows what he meant by that, but the public demanded an apology, what they never got. As a summary, Numerology and George Patton's life path number suggest he did not have narcissistic personality disorder. He was a proud man for a reason, and with a slightly bit more time for maturity, he could have learned how to be more tolerant and sensitive to others. The frequency of a person with the life path number 44 makes this a high possibility. Because we are at the beginning of a new millennium, the number of people with life path number 44 will be fewer than it could be towards the end of the former millennium. The reason is simple. Those years when the number of the birth year add up to 22 are not with us. Even though we can have years when the numbers add up to a master number 11, in these years only the 22nd of November can bring newborn babies with life path number 44 to humanity. In the second half of the former millennium, in the master number 22 years, 11th of November and 29th of November could welcome these geniuses, as was George Patton.